Hi, I'm Erin Spors, and today we're going to talk about longing and desire. We're really conditioned pretty early to shut off our desire or to judge it or to hide it or to become very attached to the outcome. Like I should only want something if I'm likely to get it, because otherwise there's no point in wanting it. Or I shouldn't want something that I might even get, because then I'm greedy and I'm selfish, and I should not want anything and then just be pleasantly surprised and grateful for whatever does show up in my life. I work a lot with prenatal students, expecting mamas, and I see this so much in birth plans and anticipating the birth. I see so many moms who are afraid to even whisper what they really want. And when you ask them what they want, they'll give you a list of what they don't want, rather than focusing on what do they want? What do you want? What do you desire? What do you long for? Not what you don't want. There's a difference between those two things. And there's a lot of talk and literature out there about, especially in kind of the New Age realm, about using longing to manifest your desires. And yes, I think there's value in that. And at the same time, I think it breeds a certain attachment to outcome that comes right back to the stifling of longing. Well, if I can't possibly get it, then I'm not going to bother longing for it, because then I failed. Or if I really, really want something and I didn't get it, it's my fault. I didn't do it right. I didn't want it hard enough. There can be a lot of shame tied up in that, a lot of self-blame tied up in that. But what if instead we approach longing and desire from the perspective that just feeling that is its own experience and its own reward? That it's just a part of the human experience to want things. If you've ever spent more than a few minutes with a young child, a preschool age child, then you've seen longing in its purest form. When a little kid wants that toy or that dress-up outfit or that ice cream cone, they want it with all of their being. They want it so badly that they're going to throw a temper tantrum because they believed so fully that they could have that. And in the moment where all there is the longing, it's really kind of a blissful place. This place full of possibility. There's a juicy, vibrant energy to desire and to longing. And it's important that we reawaken that in our adult selves. If that's a quality that we've put to bed in our adult lives, if you can start to welcome it back in, find that little 4-year-old self, and really fully allow yourself to want what you want, you might find a whole new level of richness in your experience. And a really key part of this longing practice is a commitment to swaha, to letting it go, letting go of attachment to outcome. That can be the hardest part. That's the tantrum part of the 4-year-old's experience. So I want it fully, and whether or not it manifests, whether or not I receive it, that's a separate issue. We'll deal with that piece of the experience when that comes. But we're not going to preemptively stifle the longing just in case we don't get what we want later. I hope that makes sense. So let's spend a few minutes sitting and practicing with this feeling, this quality of longing and desire. Find a comfortable seat. And if you'd like to close your eyes, you can go ahead and do that. And start by calling to mind something that you want. And it can be helpful to start with the mundane or the trivial things in life. So maybe you want a new car. Picture what you want. And look for that sensation, that fire inside of, I want that. I really want it. I wish I had that right now. I desire that new car. Keep building and building that feeling of wanting. And then I want you to pretend that there was a magic fairy who could just wave her wand and poof, you have it. Just for the moment, pretend you have it, that thing that you want. And let your little preschooler self revel in that receipt of what you want. And now that you have that, what else do you want? Give yourself permission to break the rules of reality. So for example, I would love to have the magic ability to just possess whatever beautiful clothes I see out in the world. I see some amazing, beautiful flowing dress. I want it. Poof, it's mine. Wouldn't that be nice? So what do you want? Reality be damned. Watch out for judgments. Allow yourself to step fully into that desire. Let that feeling of desire build up, get bigger and bigger. And then imagine that in a flash, you have it. And feel the joy and the gratitude of receiving your desire. And now that you have that, what else do you want? And you may notice as you continue through this process that maybe you run out of material things. Maybe you don't spend long in that area of longing. Maybe you start to desire relationships, meaningful work, maybe you long for social change, an end to suffering. Continue to be watchful for judgment, that voice saying, well, this is the right thing to want, so I'm going to want this specific thing that I've judged to be worthy. Let yourself go with whatever comes up for you. And every time you land on something that you desire, feel that burning fire of longing. Feel it. Turn your attention to it. Let it get bigger and bigger until, poof, magically you've received that. Spend a moment in that abundant bliss. Before asking yourself, now what? Now that I have that, what do I want next? You could spend quite a bit of time in this space, repeating this process, peeling away layer after layer. And so I would encourage you to continue until you feel complete. And then let's take a moment and turn our awareness to whatever is present now. What did that stir up? Sometimes we can come out of that exercise feeling really abundant, which is kind of funny because we didn't actually receive anything concrete. And sometimes we can come out of that exercise feeling pain, feeling sadness, a lack of abundance or grief. And so just receive and notice what's there. And we'll end for today. Take a deep breath. Open your eyes, take in the world around you. Thank you for joining me today. Namaste.